Hey guys, this is Loaf here with your second half of the Daily Bounty Dream Team. Today we're going to be looking at how I have held this title as the Shichibukai. So let's start off by looking at the battle I just did. I've held this for about 4 days now, and this X-Fat guy obviously isn't going to measure up to my party, but it's a good way to see how the Holy Blessing works. I'll just wait for him to finish his little attacks. Alright, now we have Loaf doing the Holy Blessing, which only missed Smoker, which is good. And here's Smoker, 10,000, which is normally 20,000. And now pretty much kills anybody's party. Crocodile cleans up. And that's how the combo works. If they had more health, Vivi would have cleared my debuffs and gave me about 6,000 health per character. So how do I do this? Let's look at my equipment and shadows and skills. Equipment-wise, I have 2 Wind God sets and 2 Thunder Gods. My first Wind God set was obviously my protagonist. Having a fast Holy Blessing is essential because you want it faster than the other team, and you want it faster than your entire party, so everybody gets the bonus. So as you can see, this is just the Wind God set here. Smoker also has the Wind God set. Now you'll notice Smoker's speed is significantly lower than Loaf's, and that's because he has speed control and gets 10%. And I have to keep him behind her. Next we'll look at a Thunder God. Anel, obviously a Thunder God. You can see the 70% crit. It also has a very high hit chance. Again, 175 on Croc and 70% crit. And lastly we have Vivi. It's just some generic gear that hasn't been upgraded as much as everybody else. And that's just because she used to be Django and I just didn't really like Django. So real quick, enhance, you can see, you have 48 hours, 72 hours of Shichibukai, you're going to get a ton of upgrades. I've probably got about 40 million silver. Okay, so the second half of equipment is shadows, obviously. We're just looking at my base stats that I have. So here's my red speed shadow, that's my fuel for my doctor. And then Crocodile and Anel both also have a high speed shadow. Smoker, as I mentioned, I'm restricting him, so he only has a small speed shadow. I just want to keep him barely behind Loaf, so I want to reduce that gap as much as possible between those two so nobody can interrupt that combo. And then lastly, Vivi. Vivi's a healer, so she's just kind of everywhere. I want her to have health, I want her to have a little bit of speed, and I just want her to survive. Everybody has a magical attack shadow. Obviously, my big hitters have the biggest ones because the point of this party is to annihilate another party. Lastly, we're going to look at my actual crew window. Now, here you'll see the Holy Blessing, the Doctor ability, which is everything. And since I have 2 doctors, I have the ability to split the auras and still get an inspiration on both characters. Which for longer fights, that would help out a lot more, and obviously I'm planning for the future. The parties I'm fighting right now are pretty trivial. Smoker and Anel both use the Shelter of God and Speed Control combo, and that's, like I said earlier, I want to keep them as close to Loaf as possible, and with Speed Control they're always going to have a higher speed than another Navigator that doesn't have it. Even with Wind God, Speed Control is very competitive. As you know, Anel's in Thunder God, and he is barely slower than Smoker. Lastly, Crocodile. Obviously I wasn't able to get him speed control because his Super Sandstorm really requires crit to do a lot of damage. If you noticed in my fight, it didn't crit and it barely killed the enemy. It really has to crit to be worth using Crocodile. So that's the Fiery Blessing, and that's his 80% crit in combat. Now you might be wondering why I use Shelter of God, even though my party's point is just to erase somebody. Occasionally somebody will get a Smoker with speed control with the Wind God set, but they'll put all their shadows and shells to making him fast, which will put him over 17,000 speed. So that means somebody has a chance to stun my dream team here. And that's where the Shelter of Gods really shine. I've had numerous defends on my title because Anel came back, Shelter of God, and wiped them out. So, all you doctors out there, I hope you can follow my lead. I hope you have success. Every other protagonist, I hope you got a better idea for how the Shichibukai system works and how much upgrading really goes into it. Thanks. Please post your comments with any questions.